See a little spaceship landing on a source of water that looks like an ocean.
Oh, okay. Where are you located in terms of the ship?
I'm not inside of it, I'm looking at it from the outside. I don't know if I was inside. I was inside before it landed, but now I'm looking at it like just sort of hovering right above the water, and I can't tell if I'm on land or if I'm hovering above the water too.
Are you able to look down and see?
I see water. I don't see it clearly, but I'm getting the impression of a body that is completely covered in this light silver, like a form-fitting, body-fitting, silver kind of reflective material, like a suit, a whole body suit.
Great.
So I can sort of see, when I look down to see, oh, do I have feet or legs? I don't see them. But when I ask, do I have arms? Is there some body here? I feel the impression of like the way you would reach your hands out in front of you. To be like, oh, look, there's my hand. But I don't see it. I just have a very strong impression of this like silver bodysuit that feels like a protective suit. And it feels like it's because this environment is not the body's natural environment, so the entire body needs to be covered by this protective suit.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Do you have a sense of what planet you're on?
It didn't feel like Earth coming in, but the ocean looks like an Earth ocean and the sky is blue. So it looks like Earth.
And you see the ship, is it right in front of you?
I can turn and see it. It's a little ways off. It's not right in front of me. I can't reach out and touch it. It's probably 100 yards away.
Okay. And what does the ship look like?
It seems small. I think it's only meant to carry. It's like a little scout ship, if you will. It's not like a mothership. It's small. It's only meant to carry maybe a couple of explorers, or I'm not sure what we're doing here, if we're looking for something or checking in on something or collecting materials or collecting data samples is kind of what it feels like. I don't know. But it's made of metal and it's kind of, I don't see it very well, but I have this impression of like the sort of stereotypical flying saucer kind of thing. There's no evident entrance. Yeah, there's no evident entrance. So it's like rounded on the top and rounded on the bottom. And then the middle has a part that protrudes. It's also circular, that protrudes out.
So you say that the craft is smaller, only can fit a couple of explorers. Do you have a sense of your mission on this planet?
The only thing that keeps coming to me is, it came instantly, we're here to check on things. And so I waited to see, I asked, what are we here to check on? And I don't know, I have this sense that there's something under the water. We're out in the middle of the ocean. I have this sense there's something under the water that we're going to. Maybe it's an underwater station. Maybe it's collecting samples. But we're here to check on the health of something here on the planet.
So you're checking on something underneath the ocean. Are you able to go underneath the water?
I don't know, but all of a sudden I feel really overwhelmed
Oh, okay.
because I feel like these are my people.
Are there people underneath the ocean?
I don't know. I just mean, these are the people that I miss now. I don't see anyone else. I don't sense anyone else. I just have this feeling that whatever this is, whoever these people are, that I am now hovering over the ocean, that's coming to check on things. This is what I've been missing.
Do you have a sense of the planet that you're on?
I think it's Earth. We came here to check on things.
To move around and explore your surroundings a little bit?
I think I see this like sheer rock cliff jutting straight up out of the ocean, and it feels like maybe a volcano. I don't know if it's dormant or not. We are somewhere very remote in the ocean. I don't know which ocean. When I ask, I get Pacific. I guess we're somewhere in the Pacific Ocean.
Oh.
Yeah, all I see is this really sheer rock face. It's very, very tall, and it juts like straight up out of the ocean. It feels like a volcano.
Are you able to go there?
I think I just went inside of it.
Oh.
I asked if I could go there, and now I feel like I don't know. It's not so much like being in a cave, but it feels like being inside this big old rock island.
Does it feel like you're inside a volcano or a mountain?
I asked where I am, and I get the impression, yeah, it's inside a mountain. This mountain, I called it a volcano because it juts up out of the ocean. If it is a volcano, it's dormant. It's not active. It's all solid rock right now. And inside, there's this impression of, I see like 4 or 5, maybe 6 of us total, other people like me wearing the same silver suits. And I can't tell what they're doing, but I can see that there's like busyness. They're taking care of something. There's like a station in here in the rock inside this mountain.
Would you describe this station as sort of like a laboratory or?
It has that feeling.
Okay.
It has the feeling of a laboratory. It doesn't feel like I'm looking around, I don't see the ship. It doesn't feel like a docking station for the ship. I get the sense that the little landing ship is still hovering outside.
Okay.
But we came in to do some things, and the original sense I had was like, are we here to collect data or check on samples? And it was something like that. And I can't tell what people are doing, but they all have tasks with instruments that I don't see clearly. And everyone has their own sort of task. So it feels orderly, and it feels like everyone knows what they're supposed to do. And it feels like, it feels like a laboratory, like running samples through machines that are machines, if you will. They're not really machines, that are unidentifiable to my mind because it's technology that I haven't seen before. So like maybe scanning water samples or other biological samples. We're here to check on the health of things. How is everything developing? What is the health of the ocean? What is the health of the air? Maybe there are biological samples too, I'm not sure.
So you're basically checking up on the Earth and how she's developing. Is that correct?
Yes, and life, how is life developing on this planet? How are the conditions of the planet evolving, developing to support higher life forms? So right now I have this sense that it's barren. The earth is barren. There's a lot of water. There's a lot of rock. There aren't any plants or animals yet.
Do you have a sense of the time, quote unquote, time you're in right now?
This number keeps coming, so I'll say it. 375 million years ago.
Do you have a sense of the role that you play within this scientific community and this particular project?
I'm getting the sense that I'm some sort of like I don't know how to say it. I don't know what a group would be called, like a team leader or a scout leader, like a group leader. So that leads me to believe that maybe there are other groups like this one, but this is my team that I'm responsible for. And there might be other teams from the same people. Maybe they cover other territories, other parts of the earth, I'm not sure, but I have the sense that I'm responsible for these people and for this part of our mission.
And just to confirm, your whole purpose is to test the matter on Earth to see if it's sustainable to hold life on this planet. Is that correct?
Yes, I was just checking in to see if there was more to it than that. But I think that's it. It's that life is very intentionally being planted. Life forms are very intentionally being planted. And we're preparing the planet over a long period of time to be ready to hold and sustain all kinds of life, all kinds of intelligent life. And it's a very slow process of tending to her very carefully. Like, she's our garden. She's our very special project. We love her. We love her. And there's a lot of intentional, slow work to be done. A little bit of seeding here, come back and see how it happens. A little bit of seeding there, come back and see how it happens. Very patient.
Indeed. Are you able to tell us what particular items that you're currently seeding on this planet that you're checking on?
The word protozoa came to mind, so it must be very, very primitive, very primitive life forms in the water, let's say. Before land-based creatures, there were water-based creatures.
Do you have a sense that you are in a time where even before dinosaurs were on this planet?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
There were no animals yet.
Well, since you are part of the seeding or gardening team of Earth, do you have a sense of where your home is from?
I asked, can you write it on a chalkboard for me? And then the word Lyra or Lyra showed up. And over and over and over again, but then that same part of mine said, no, that's just because you're familiar with that, so you're making that up. So I really don't have a clear sense.
So let's go back to this laboratory. Can you describe what this laboratory looks like?
No, I was asking if they could show me more clearly, because I really just have an impression, like I can feel it. The only thing that I can really see is these, maybe there are 5 of them in the silver suits walking around. They're very thin beings walking around doing things. I can't really see what they're doing. I can't see anything about the space. I'm getting no details at all. And it feels like I am I'm watching, but it almost feels like I'm watching. It's strange. It almost feels like I'm watching in spirit form. So it almost feels as if I'm not really physically there with them. It almost is as if like I astral projected into the laboratory to just check on things and see how everyone's doing. And it's like, oh, okay, they're all doing what they're supposed to be doing, great. And maybe that's why I can't get a clear picture, because I feel like I'm just there in energy form. I feel like I'm not there physically.
Oh, okay. Okay, wonderful. It's really interesting. Do you have a sense of where your physical body is located?
I sense that I'm actually outside this mountain, like guarding the ship. So, and then I asked, well, why would I need to guard it? Are there others? What would I need to guard it from? So it's like a bilocation thing. My body is outside, somehow energetically protecting the ship, while the crew is inside the mountain in the laboratory doing what they're doing. And then part of my energy is also inside watching over them. But it doesn't feel like, in the watching over them, it doesn't have this kind of like managerial feeling, like, oh, I've got to make sure everyone's doing their job. I'm trying to identify, it has a different kind of feeling. It's supportive in some way. It's like as if part of my energy is there because the team needs each other's energy. I don't know. It's like an energetic collaboration. Part of my energy is inside, just being there so that it helps to support their efforts somehow. I don't know. That's the sense I'm getting. But I'm actually outside over the water.
Got it. That's wonderful. And how are you feeling as you are with the team astral projecting in there and watching what they do?
I think I understand now, part of my energy is in there with them because we have a group mind. So I checked in to the group mind to say, how are we feeling? And we have this sense of like being, in human terms, like a proud mama bear, We love this planet so much. She is so beautiful. She's so fresh. She has so much potential. She is such a strong consciousness. And part of what we're doing is we're helping her grow. And when we come, we give her a lot of love. And we feel so proud of her, the way that she's so steady, allowing all of this to evolve over time as it will. She's not rushed. We're very proud of her.
So are you able to communicate with Earth while you're doing your laboratory work?
Yes, we communicate with her energetically. We can read her energy. She has the specific frequency of her consciousness, but then there's also the energetic signatures that are given off by the changes in the ocean, the changes in the land mass, the movement of the magma, just all the atmosphere as it's developing, because that's being created as well. So all of these aspects of planet Earth are all communicating their state of well-being, their state of evolution, their state of need, their state of cohesion and collaboration with each other. And we can read, we can sense, we can feel into all of these different vibrations. So we read her energy, we know her energy. At least I can. But it's some sort of collective consciousness with the team. So I sense that there's the part of me that's energetically with the team in the laboratory, while the rest of my energy is with my physical body outside over the ocean, and it's the rest of my consciousness that is communicating with, feeling, sensing, reading the Earth's energy signatures right now. Not the whole team, I think just I'm doing that.
Do you have a sense that the life forms on this planet have to also match the vibration of the planet in order for it to survive?
Everything has to be compatible, so it's not so much about matching frequency. There are almost infinite unique energy signatures, frequencies. And let's say there are bands of frequencies from higher to lower. within any particular band, we'll call it, of frequencies, there could be thousands or millions of frequencies that are compatible within that range. And it has to be that all the life, everything, in order to exist on this planet, as part of this planet, everything has to be within a frequency that is within this specific range that is matched to the Earth, the range that the Earth can sustain. So other planets, other life forms, other dimensions, maybe they all exist in different frequency bands, ranges, but everything that lives on Earth doesn't need to specifically match Earth's frequency. It has to be compatible with Earth's frequency.
Thank you so much for that information. Earlier you mentioned that this is just one of many other teams throughout this planet that are doing these tests to grow and tend to the life forms that will inhabit this planet in the future. Do you have a sense of how many other teams are on this planet and what they do?
I'm getting this image of like zooming out to outer space to view the Earth, and I see all these little points of light. From this perspective, dozens of points of light, and realizing that from this perspective, only a portion, let me look at it like a hologram, so I can see all of it. It becomes so sparkly. It's like hundreds, maybe thousands of points of light. Each little point of light is a little team all over the Earth, and not just on her surface, but all throughout the entire planet and her atmosphere.
Do you have a sense of how long you have thus far been working on this project?
I'll just say what popped into my mind right away. I don't know that this is me, this is the project. It's been over 2 billion years so far.
And do you also have a sense of how much longer you have until you put the first life form on this planet?
Well, there are already microscopic life forms that are developing.
Okay.
And a lot of what we're doing is to see how those microscopic life forms will naturally evolve into more complex life forms over time.
So you are astral projecting into the laboratory to connect with the group consciousness that you're a part of and check in on things. What happens next?
I see that I'm calling them back. I think it's time for us to leave.
Okay. Do they all have their own ships, or do you take yours?
I'm not sensing any other ships. The thing is, before it came in for landing, when I sensed that I was on the ship, I sensed that I was alone. And I'm sensing myself alone on the ship again, so I'm asking, well, where did the others go? I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm getting the answer that they don't have their own ship, so I don't know if they're on the ship or if they stay in the lab. I don't know.
Is there anything else that you want to share about this scene that we have not discussed yet?
Okay, so I asked that question, is there anything else you want to show me that we haven't discussed yet? And they just showed me a palm tree, just a single palm tree. And I asked, I don't see it on the landmass. So I was like, well, that's strange. There was nothing, this was just a barren rock. What is this? And the sense I got was that in the future, this is the kind of life form that is going to be common here. And I said, oh, where will this be? And the answer I got was Bora Bora. Oh, like beautiful, beautiful sugary white sand and gorgeous palm trees and sparkling turquoise water. And of course, that's dormant volcanic island chain. So I think they're showing me this is what it will look like somewhere way down the line.
So we're going to stay in this life of this scientist But we're going to move to the most necessary time, the most relevant place in the same life of the scientist. If there's drifting and floating and being drawn to this place, and you are there now, what do you see?
I was instantly taken into something that feels like a boardroom.
Okay.
There's like it's a lot of metal. The number 12 comes. I can't see everyone. I can see some of these beings. They're all wearing the same silver-colored suit, but I'm getting the sense, although I can't see any faces, that the heads aren't covered, which would make sense because we are clearly not on Earth right now. We wouldn't need to be completely covered. It's a different, we're in our natural atmosphere. This feels like, I call it a boardroom. It's a meeting room. It feels like it's a place where it's a council of some sort. Yeah, it's a council of some sort, and I'm part of that council. And we're in a meeting.
Do you have a sense of what your name is?
Okay. Something came and I was like, really? Am I hearing that correctly? And then they said it 3 more times, so I'll just say, Ilya.
Oh.
I'm also feeling a sense that that's like a translation. Yeah, I'm feeling a sense that that's sort of some sort of translation, because these beings have a much more, they operate from much more of a collective consciousness. I don't think we actually call each other by name. So this translation is like, what if there were a word to represent the frequency of my being, what would it be? And the word Ilya came. So it's not so much that it's my name that people call me. I don't think that we call each other names. I don't know.
Do you have a sense of if you have a gender?
Female.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So you are a part of this council. Can you describe what this council does?
I'm not getting anything. I'm asking, what are we here to do? I don't get an answer. What is this council responsible for? I'm not feeling an answer, but the center, the table, it's not exactly a table. Where we're seated, it's sort of an oval shape rather than a circle. And in the center is an open space. And I'm getting a very clear sense of this like a holographic light source that, I don't know, it feels like we can ask questions and it can show us things. And all that I see and feel is this really beautiful, it's not golden light, it's a soft yellowish white. It's bright, but like the yellow part is a very soft yellow. It's beautiful. It's almost like an orb just in the center of this oval. And I feel like if we look into it, it will show us things. So like I just asked it, what do you want to show us? Because I don't know what we're here, I don't know what this council is here to do. And instantly, it projected from this light source, it projected like a holographic image of a beautiful stone building. It feels Grecian. It has like those tall, maybe Roman, but the first impression I got was Grecian because of the design of the pillars. It's a white marble building. I don't know why it projected that image to us, or to me, because I asked it, what do you want to show us? But that's what I saw.
I'm able to ask what this building represents?
I just saw a gavel come down, so the sense I'm getting is like, this is a hall of justice. Okay. Oh. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? know. Um, so then I saw like a bunch of other planets that are unidentifiable to me, and as if they were sort of out there in their pattern in relationship to each other in space, and then they all reorganized in this light. This is a holographic projection still, but they all reorganized to come into a perfect circle. So maybe that's trying to tell me that this is some sort of interplanetary, I don't know.
Okay.
Interplanetary Council. Hall of Justice?
Do you have a sense of where you're located currently with this council?
We're on a mothership. We're in space somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not on a physical planet right now.
Do you know where in the universe this ship is located?
I think I'm just getting that it's within our galaxy, the Earth's galaxy.
Oh.
But yet the sense that I have is that these planets that reorganized into this perfect circle, and the feeling around that was something to the effect of like balance and harmony. So it's like there's something here around equity and harmony. Equity and harmony. Like what is best for all involved? Equity, harmony. That's all I keep getting. Interplanetary. But these planets don't look like the planets in our solar system, but I'm getting that this spaceship is somewhere in the Milky Way galaxy right now. I don't know.
Is the spaceship that you're on now only for this council, or are there other organizations within this ship?
Wow. I'm seeing, wow, this thing is huge. I'm seeing all kinds of images. It's like, it is a massive floating community. It is a very large community. And I'm seeing all these different areas where people are cohabitating and collaborating and living peacefully in the sense that I'm getting, because I don't see them very clearly. I just keep like zipping around to see these sort of unclear images of over here people are playing, over there they're creating things, over there they're testing things, over there they're learning, and it feels like they're not all, they're beings from many different places. That's the sense that I'm getting. This is like, I guess it's an interplanetary council. Maybe that's why I can't see their faces. I don't know. I don't actually see any faces of this council. I just sense that there are 12 people here. And I'm sensing now that they're not all from the same people. They represent different people. They're from different beings, different life form, different species, different places.
And you're part of the 12?
Mm-hmm. I'm there. I'm part of the 12.
And when you meet with this council, is it solely about Project Earth, or many different other projects around the universe?
Many.
Okay. Is Earth just one of your many projects?
Earth is one of the many projects of all of this group that this council is stewarding, but I'm sensing that Earth is my only project right now.
Oh, okay. Would it be fair to say that you are in charge of the Earth project?
I asked if there's anyone else who's in charge of the Earth project with me, and I didn't get an answer. I think that means that she's mine.
Do you have a sense of the name of the ship that you're currently on?
No, but when I asked that question, what was shown to me is something so magnificent. It looks more like a whole floating city, maybe a space station, but like a whole floating city. Like a few thousand beings are all collectively in this place. And it doesn't resemble, I don't know what's happening. The image that I'm seeing, so maybe we weren't in a massive spaceship. Maybe it's actually like a floating city, if you will, an orbiting city, because I'm seeing these beautiful like bubbles and spire shapes that look like if you took, what's the word, like a orb shaped a perfect, what is that word, sphere, a small sphere, and then a sphere, and then put one that's slightly smaller on top of that, slightly smaller on top of that, slightly smaller on top of that, and you go all the way up till you can't make one any smaller. There's like that kind of a spire going up to the north, and that kind of a spire going down to the south. It feels very like energetically directional, but it's beautiful. And all these other structures and bubbles and spaces where people live and work and play and learn. And I don't know if what I'm seeing right now is actually what the outside of this like floating city looks like, or if that's just sort of what it feels like energetically. It's really beautiful.
Incredible. So we started out in this boardroom. We know that we're on this floating city in space. Are you able to leave the boardroom and see your location after that?
I just went instantly to this place that I've seen several times before in visions. It feels like being out on this big open deck that just looks out to space, but I'm seeing that beautiful like peachy colored sky again. So that feels like that's looking at the atmosphere. So maybe we are hovering right at the edge of this atmosphere, and that's why from this perspective here, looking out from this deck, I can see that home place, that home planet or star, whatever it is, whose atmosphere is this beautiful peach color. Let me see if I can ask, what is that? What makes that beautiful peach color? I don't know. I just know it's my favorite place to come out here on this deck. And when I say deck, it's like 2 or 3 stories high. This big giant opening where it feels like it's unprotected at the end. It's just open to space, to the atmosphere. It's very interesting. And when I've been here before, when I've recognized being here before, it has the sense of like mystical magic of like watching the sunset here on Earth. You know, it like takes your breath away to just watch it. It's so beautiful. It's so spectacular. You're so in awe of it. But all I see is this peach sky from this grand viewing platform, this deck. It's all metal. It's very shiny. It's very smooth. It's very luxe looking. And I sense that there are 1 or 2 people who are very important to me, very close to me, that are with me. And we're just admiring. I don't really know what this peach sky atmosphere is that we're looking at. Oh, huh, really? Something just said, that's the sun. Maybe that's the sun wherever we are. That's another sun. Huh. It emits a different light, so of course it would look different. Maybe that's it.
Oh, okay. This is in a different part of the Milky Way. With that information, are you able to pinpoint your location? Or nearby planet or constellation?
I don't know. A word popped in that makes no sense to me. I don't know if there is a star named Ezra, or I have no idea, but the word Ezra just keeps popping in.
Okay. Thank you. Are you able to see two people that are with you admiring this view?
I can't really see them. One of them definitely feels like a male. He feels like my partner. That's the sense I've gotten before as well. And when I try to turn to see, it's like I'm not allowed to see. But I can feel that this is a male, and it feels like this is someone that I'm partnered with. And then the other person feels young, like a child. I don't know that it feels like my child, our child, but a child. Maybe, I don't know, someone who's being mentored, or it could be our child. I really don't have a clear sense of that.
Given that the information that you just provided, do you now have a sense of what you look like physically? Do you know the color of your skin?
It's fair. It's very, very fair. It's weird. It almost looks like translucent, or sort of like a glowing white. It's very, very fair.
Are you still wearing the silver suit?
Yes. It's different now, though, actually. The silver suits that we were wearing when we were on Earth were clearly some kind of protective material, a very light, very shiny silver. And now, as when I entered the boardroom, and still those in the boardroom, and still I'm wearing it, there's like this, it has more of a uniform feel. It's like a darker gray, like charcoal gray. I don't really see anything else. It doesn't have the sense of being a protective material, because this is where we live. So this is wherever we are. This is an atmosphere that was created for us, this, that we can all live in this floating space station city, whatever this is that we're living on right now. But the uniforms have a sense of like, I don't see any decoration. When I use the word decorated, I mean like the way that military, they have their formal uniforms, like their dress blues or whatever. They're formal uniforms that are for very special occasions. There's the sense of that in what we were all wearing. Like this council meeting, we're wearing our like formal council uniforms.
Okay.
Like official, celebratory, something like that.
Oh, we're celebrating something.
That's what it feels like. I mean, this is like the special uniform that we only wear. I mean, it feels like this is what we always wear when we get together, but it definitely has that sense of like being decorated because of something important, because of something special, because of something that you celebrate, but it's collective. It's not like, it doesn't feel like there's a ranking. It feels like we're all equally decorated, if that makes sense. We're all equally yeah, I can't think of another word for it.
Given the amount of information that you've already provided, do you have a sense of what your head looks like?
Very slightly. When you asked if I had a sense of what color my skin was, I saw this flash of a face. It's like humanoid. It looks very similar to human but different, and I'm not able to see very many characteristics in detail, but I had hair. Although the funny thing is I can't quite tell what color the hair is, but it was very long hair, like all the way down my back. I sense that this type of being that I am is like taller and thinner than how I am as a human, and like less formed. Like these beings don't have they don't have a lot of the same curvatures and musculature and things like that that humans do. They just look sort of, a little bit more almost lanky, I guess.
Okay.
I have a sense, interesting. I don't see her eyes, but I have a sense that, very strange. I have the sense that her eyes are both this very almost like ethereal, like glowing, the lightest light blue I've ever seen. I don't even know how to describe this shade of blue. They're gorgeous. They look like they're glowing. But then, when I asked, can I look at her eyes a little bit more closely to see the shape of them, then I saw them as deep gray pools. And so I'm seeing this like switching back and forth between very light blue eyes, which is interesting because it immediately reminds me of Allele. He had these stunning blue eyes, and deep gray set eyes. And it feels more like the deep gray set eyes is more, I actually have no idea. It's just kind of switching back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So let's go back to that boardroom where you had that very important meeting. And it seems like it's a very important day. Do you now have a sense of the purpose of this meeting that you brought us to?
Well, partially I'm getting the impression that there are other beings besides wherever my people are from, who are also part of those points of light all over the earth. They also are part of it's not just one, there are many who are helping to seed planet Earth. But then there are other projects here too. And so the sense that I'm getting is that, I think the sense that I'm getting is that there are other planets also being seeded, other solar systems, other galaxies, other universes. And I believe that each of us in this Council of 12 is responsible for a particular planet that is in its early stages of development. But even though those planets exist in different dimensions, there is something similar in the process of aiding in this like seeding process of helping the young planet to develop, that we're here to inform each other, to help each other learn and grow. We're like it's like an interplanetary think tank, interstellar, but it's more than just intellectual, right? It's learning energetically what is there to be learned about the process, because it's more than just developing the matter. There is also evolving the energy. And so somehow this council, it all feels really voluntary. I guess I'm trying to ask, like, were we assigned to this council? Is there someone like above us making decisions? But the sense that I'm getting is that this is a collaboration that I don't know, we're all magnetized together through our shared consciousness with the intention of helping to evolve life in various forms, various massive projects, seeding planets, and helping to do that from this perspective of equity and harmony. Equity and harmony just keeps coming back to me. Equity and harmony. What is best for all involved?
You have a lot of important work to do.